Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, the gaming experience I can't wait to jump into. Pantheon is a game being created by Visionary Realms, which began in January of 2014 via a crowdfunding option, which was largely spearheaded by the late Brad McQuaid, who is renowned for his involvement in EverQuest as a contender of its age and a benchmark in the history of MMORPG creations and gaming. A defining and appealing entity, Visionary Realms is just that, a collective of hard-working, visionary gamers. An unwavering commitment to revolutionize the MMO genre. Visionary Realms is driven to fearlessly lead and advance the MMO game industry by creating profitable, long-selling, content-rich, challenging, highly social games that set new standards for immersion, quality, and vision. Our games are not just to be played, but rather experienced, shared, and remembered. This mission statement says to me that these creators at Visionary Realms understand that a cash shop putting $5 in your pocket today will rob you for years of a player who's willing to pay a subscription to a high-quality game experience almost endlessly. Where being social and keeping content king will provide players with stories and experiences unlike any other digital community out there. I personally have always said that when you find yourself having a few drinks and sharing a story with a fellow gamer about the time you ran from Hallis to Greater Fadark as a level 1 naked barbarian, you've had yourself a high-quality gaming experience for the ages. If that's not it, perhaps you find yourself just slightly uncomfortable at the beach, because every time you look over your shoulder, you can't stop but keep an eye out for that sand giant running to the zone. You remember it, and it sticks in your mind, because it had a strong impact on you. It created a sense of excitement and fear within the game, and gave an incredible risk and reward system. Pantheon is a player versus environment-based game. A major benefit to creating a game with this as its foundation is that it allows the game designers to offer players unique and powerful abilities without needing to balance it for player versus player content. This creates a magical feel of power in the player's hands at the end of their fingertips and their keyboard, because they've simply been given a box of tools that provide them endless possibilities within their game environment. Now that being said, player versus environment is historically thought of as players battling or interacting with non-player characters placed throughout the game world. However, Pantheon will be bringing that experience to an even deeper level with literal environmental interactions throughout the world by using their acclimation system, meaning that players will have to consider many factors when they're out exploring. It could be that a given area has extreme heat, extreme cold, or maybe there's something similar to the toxic crystals growing throughout Helnar Cave, or maybe something worse than that. Time will tell. Imagine your adventuring party finds itself enveloped in a cloud of darkness that no torch can pierce, and suddenly the whole dynamic of what's happening changes. Everyone's on their toes. Now you have to decide. Do you press onward, or do you back out? Or perhaps you find yourself and your companions traveling through a cavern. Suddenly, members of the party feel as though they're unable to speak. An unsettling silence befouls the group. Casters' spells begin to fizzle, and the ghouls start to close in. How do you react? Do you roll your 20-sided metaphorical dice for battle? Or do you run like a coward who wants to live? The choice is always going to be yours, but it's safer to go with friends. With any gaming environment, feeling full and alive are important parts of what makes a game become an experience. Pantheon's game design lends itself to this by using a single seamless world with no instances. There's shared dungeons, shared raid areas, everything's shared. Everywhere everybody is, everybody can go there. Doesn't mean you should, but you can. Dungeons spanning broad level ranges from top to bottom or bottom to top in design offer an opportunity for players to utilize the unique climbing system that will make virtually all terrain in the game passable, as well as a fantastic opportunity for exploration and discovery, new areas, and new opportunities. With a single open world We've been assured that there are and will be systems in place to prevent or deter, perhaps just manage, or make it so that quote-unquote mega guilds won't dominate the raiding scene or solely control all the raid content on any given server. These things will make it so that the broader population can access raiding as well. Pantheon will keep areas of combat and gameplay dynamic with several systems that they've created, including the disposition and/or the trait system, which will give every encounter, even in the same place twice, a different feel. The trait system provides a non-player character with special traits that will vary or change from one encounter to the next. An NPC might one time be more apt to flee faster or sooner. Another time, they could immediately begin screaming for help from their nearby allies. Or players might find that certain NPCs just prioritize attacking the healer every chance they get. One might also find that mobs, when struck with certain damage types, become more powerful. For each fire attack, that mob might do more damage out. Which means that players will need to keep their head on a swivel and manage every fight according to what's happening on the battlefield as it unfolds. While exploring the world of Terminus, there's also a perception system that will be impacting players and how they interact with the world. The perception system has been designed so that as any given player arrives or is within proximity of a given location, they may be prompted or provided an opportunity to embark on a quest based on level, faction, race, class, crafting proficiency, or many other factors that we don't necessarily all know yet. This means that not all characters will be offered the same opportunity for quests or encounters, but that there may be ones specialized to your race, class, level combination, giving you an impromptu opportunity for additional adventure or conquests. Player crafting and harvesting will be intertwined as players explore and adventure, making both aspects of the game valuable to the player and both the larger community. As well, remember when you're loading up your bags with riches and Terminus to keep your eye on your carry weight, as too many low-value coins might weigh you down for more than they're worth, perhaps even your life. If you find yourself in an encumbered state and you're trying to engage in combat, greed could be a fatal prognosis. A strong companion with large bags, or a proper-sized weight-reducing bag, could be the savior of the party. Now remember folks, this is just a taste of what the world of Terminus and Pantheon Rise of the Fallen have to offer. Leave your nerd hype in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for future videos, ding that bell, and remember we're live frequently throughout the week at Docken_TV on Twitch. Join us there, and feel free to share your thoughts on Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, one of the greatest upcoming MMORPGs